Hey, there I am. I know I was running a little late tonight. You know what it was? I forgot. So I decided when I turned on the camera, just as I was going to go live, I'm like, dude, I look like I've got like a Kid Rock beard. It was like a cross between like a Kid Rock and Joe Dirt beard. Basically, I had this like 4 day old patchy, white, trashy looking beard going on. It was like too long to look good and not long enough to look like an actual beard. And then it was going all down my neck. And so I thought, dude, I'm going to have to leave everyone waiting and go shave. So the reason I'm late, and look, I even cut myself because I was in a hurry. So I need to hurry up and shave. Oh, see, so I just want you guys to know I didn't want to look like a cross between Kid Rock and Joe Dirt, and I cut myself, and I did it for you, so that I would look nice. All right. Andy says hello, everyone. Hello, Andy. How's it going? All right. Who else is here? Kathy M says, hiya, Jake. Hiya, Kathy M. Doyle the Explorer says, sup, Jake. Sup, Doyle. Holden says, Jake, how are you today? I made it. My friend was saying the halftime show had Masonic symbols. She would like to see a breakdown. I didn't watch but maybe a minute and a half of that trash, but every halftime show usually has some sort of satanic, Masonic imagery, symbolism of some sort. So I'm sure there's other channels that have broke that down. I'm not going to talk about that because I didn't watch the halftime show. Like I said, I watched about a minute and a half tops, and I was like, this is terrible. And I can't subject my brain or my eyeballs to it any longer. All right. Shady Davy D says, where's Jake? I was running a little late. Like I said, I had to shave real quick. But besides nicking myself, it came out pretty good. Just don't look at that. I took the top off my Adam's apple. That's how you know I'm a real dude. I had to shave and I cut my Adam's apple. That's how you know I'm a real dude, bro. In a world full of not real dude bros. Thumbs up, everyone. Yes, thumbs up to start the show. Cesario Serrato says they want you to look like a woman. That's why they want you to shave. Uh, no, it was a personal choice. Like I said, when I fired up the camera, I was going to go live and be on time. But when I looked at myself on camera, I was like, oh shit, I forgot to shave today and yesterday and the day before. And I think the day before that. So it's like I had that Kid Rock, Joe Dirt looking beard. And it went like all the way down my neck. And I was like, it was like, more thick, like in one spot than the other kind of thing. Had some gray hairs poking through. I was like, nah, I'll just leave everyone waiting for 10 minutes. All right. So tonight, football's over, so no more talk about fake phony football for a while. Some of you are going to be happy about that. Then I'm sure there's going to be a portion of my audience that just disappears until next football season, which is fine. So, with that said, we'll go ahead and just mosey on, to the next topic. I thought we'd start with the Kid Rock meltdown. It's not really a meltdown. It's more like he got angry and stormed off stage. He seems like he was genuinely irritated. So it does seem like he actually got irritated with the way the performance was going, and then he just quit and walked out. But anyway, it's not Kid Rock's band. It was Kid Rock with Bon Jovi's keyboard player. Kid Rock and Bon Jovi's keyboard player. So you know it had to be awesome. Well, we'll see.
Don't do that. Oh, fuck y'all. Mr. Kid Rock, everybody, hold the shit. Hey, you proud Mary? We're doing G. Yeah, living the job in the city. Working for. No, wait.
Yeah, that's not a very good start. So he stops. He goes, nah, wait, because he realizes they're off to not a very good start. Lee Anti-NWO in the house, giving the thumbs up. I recommend that you smash the thumbs up button right now because it's going to be a good show. We're going to have a good time tonight. I really hope you smash the thumbs up in advance. We're going to have a quite spectacular show. It's really going to be quite incredible. I don't know if you guys have heard yet, but I'm going to be doing away with the penny. We're going to save millions and millions and billions and billions. You guys are going to be so happy about how much money we're going to save. You're going to love it when we get rid of the penny. They're old, they're crusty, they're dusty. Nobody wants it. Coming up soon. We're going to get to that next. But we got to start with the Kid Rock show here. Proud Mary, right? Now, personally, I prefer the Creedence Clearwater version over the Tina Turner version or any other version. So I prefer the old CCR version. Left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. And I never saw the good side of the city till I hitched a ride on the riverboat queen. Big wheels keep on turning. Proud Mary keep on burning. That's the version I like the best. Now let's see the version Kid Rock and Bon Jovi's keyboard player can conjure up here.
Wait, hold on. Let's see like the if you put child in the city, working for the man every night and day. But I never saw the side of the city till I hit some ride on riverboat queen. Big wheels keep on turning, and the proud men keep on burning. Come on, running up the river. Yeah, my home I've pumped a lot of tank down in New Orleans. But I never saw you side of the city till I hit the ride. Big wheels keep on turning, driving, keep on burning. Now fuck them. Hey, stop. If you ain't gonna clap, we gonna sing. That's how it's gonna work.
All right, so Kid Rock now stops the band, and they were doing better than the first little take, so they were doing okay. It wasn't like the worst rendition of that song I ever heard. They were making their way through it, but now Kid Rock just went and made it weird by saying, nah, fuck that. Like, whoa, and then he stops the band. Dude, that's bad etiquette. Bad frontman etiquette. And he should know that. He's been a frontman in a band for a long time. He should know that you don't stop your own songs and then get mad at the audience for not being enthusiastic enough, not clapping hard enough. But one more time, let's check it out.
Now, fuck them. Hey, stop. If you you ain't gonna clap, we gonna sing. That's how it's gonna work. Yeah.
Okay, that was a very awkward moment right there. Yeah.
Don't get too fast.
And then he tells them, don't go too fast. Fuck you, dude. You're clapping too fast. Stop. Everybody stop. Yeah. Listen, motherfuckers, if you guys don't start clapping and loving this shit and having the time of your life, I'm not going to sing anymore. Do you understand? Hey, left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and every day, and I never saw. All right, y'all motherfuckers, this is the last time I'm gonna ask. You better start clapping. You better enjoy this shit.
Now when you I was rolling down the river. Yeah, I see a lot of tea down in Memphis. Talked a lot of tea down in New Orleans. But I never saw your side of the city till I hit the ride on the Liverpool Queen. Big wheels keep on turning, and cloud keep on burning. I was rolling. You know what? Fuck y'all. You ain't gonna clap? I'm going.
And there you have it. He said, fuck y'all, if you ain't gonna clap, I'm gone. So you get 2 minute-long renditions of Proud Mary that awkwardly ends with Kid Rock saying, fuck y'all. Bob Rock, ladies and gentlemen. Bob Rock, everyone. Now, I was hoping he would come back out and do Ball with the Ball encore, but he didn't. He fucking left, man. There you go. First Amendment says, I was there and was like, what the fuck? You went to go watch that? Kid Rock and Bon Jovi's keyboard player butchering Proud Mary. Weird. Surprised that somebody from my audience was also in that audience. What are the odds? Unless you're lying. Misanthropic says Kid Rock isn't Canadian, to whomever said that. Yeah, whoever said that. He ain't Canadian. All right? So don't go saying he is. There. That ought to teach him. Andy says, what a jerk. He is. It's a freaking jerk. Rose Bell says, it is totally gay. Yes, it is, isn't it? Shady Davy D says, refund my money. Dude, you paid him money? How'd he get your money? All right. So there we go. I thought we'd start the stream off tonight with, you know, a little comic relief there. We get to laugh at Kid Rock and his rendition of Proud Mary. So, next thing I thought we'd get to, some of the serious business. Did you guys hear Trump wants to do away with the penny? They make it out like it's Trump's idea. And they're making it out like it's such a great idea that's going to save so much money for the economy. Think again. Think again. All right. Cesario, you always want me to open up the live stream, bro. You want to talk? Go build an audience on your channel and go talk it up. Here, I like to talk. I like to open up the panel sometimes, but most of the time, I like it to be about me. It's all about me and whatever's going on in the world and what I think about whatever's going on in the world. But maybe later I might open it up. All right, so let me pull up the Trump getting rid of the penny videos, because this is kind of a big freaking deal, you guys. You might not think so, but it kind of is a big freaking deal to get rid of the penny. And I'll let you know why here in a minute.
Department to stop making pennies because of the rising cost of minting them.
So what do local businesses think about this move? And does the president actually have the power to do this? CBS 8's Steve Price joins us live from a convenience store in Kearny Mesa with details. Steve.
And I'll tell you, pennies definitely are not convenient. The owner of this store telling me that they're a pain, literally more trouble than they're worth, but getting rid of pennies could actually cause a more expensive problem.
This guy right here, he plays the role of Bill Gates. Just kidding. I just made that up just now. So you notice the first thing they do is they show a convenience store and they're like, pennies are literally a huge problem. They're way more trouble than they're worth. Literally. So now they're going to tell us that pennies are just such a huge problem. Solution? We need to do away with them.
It's a big change for change. President Trump ordering the Treasury Secretary to stop producing pennies.
Do we round up? Do we round down? Who knows? But
Andrew Neshad has more questions than answers right now. But the owner of Little Pepper Sandwich Shop says the way people pay has definitely shifted away from cash over the years.
back in the day, I think it was majority 80% cash. I mean, and now you're looking at maybe 10% of the transactions cash.
I don't know if I believe that. Y'all, I still carry cash. I still use cash. I like cash. I don't want cash to go nowhere. I don't want any of them coins to go nowhere either. I think they should just leave that alone and focus on some other shit. Right? But if you've been paying attention to this evil cabal, you would know that one of their evil plans is that they want us to go what, guys? You know what they want. They want us to go cashless, right? Doesn't take a conspiracy theorist to figure that one out. They've been pushing that one for a long time. They pushing us towards the cashless society, pushing us ever so slowly. They don't want to go too fast so that we flip out, man. So they start slow. Let's take the penny away first. We'll give them some fake numbers and say nobody's really using cash. We'll tell them that it costs more than a penny to create a penny. We'll tell them we're going to save lots of money. We'll tell them that it's such a huge inconvenience and pennies are terrible. We might even be able to tell them that the avian bird flu is spreading because it's being passed on the money. It's being passed around on the money, especially coins. Did you guys know that? The reason why bird flu is spreading is because of pennies. So, why don't we just save the world like $33.3 billion by getting rid of them? You guys, we're going to save literally billions and billions of dollars. This is one of the most brilliant moves I've done since I've been president. And you all know I am the greatest president of the greatest country that there ever was. We're going to save more money than you could possibly imagine. Are you ready for this? We're getting rid of the penny. That's right. Everyone who voted for me is going to pretend like this is a great idea. We're getting rid of the penny. If you voted for me, then you know you would have been a lot worse off under Kamala. That's why under me, we're going to do something great. We're going to get rid of the penny. So all the Trump voters got to be like, yeah, getting rid of the penny's good. I hate those things. Right? Meanwhile, if you really think about it, there goes the first domino. What do you think is going to happen after the penny goes bye-bye? They're going to set their sights on what? The nickel. What after that? Yeah, then all your pocket change goes bye-bye. We're going to get rid of the pocket change. Don't worry. We'll still let you have your paper dollars for now. And then the next thing that happens is the digital dollar. They got to take the penny first. And everyone's going to stand by and let it happen. Do you think Kamala would have taken the penny? Or do you think, no, she wouldn't have. We'd have kept the penny, right? Jake, are you saying we'd have been better off with Kamala? No, I'm saying it doesn't matter who's the president. They're going to go towards cashless society. So in this case, all the Trump nut lickers, all the Trump jizz guzzlers are going to pretend like ditching the penny is a good idea. They got to pretend like everything he does is a great idea. One step closer to the cashless society. And everyone's just going to stand by and let it fucking happen.
You get 300 customers a day, you get about, nothing too crazy. About 30 people, 20 people pay cash.
And he says most of them dump their coins in his tip jar because they don't want to deal with them. President Trump, posting on Truth Social, wrote, "For far too long, the United States has minted pennies, which literally cost us more than 2 cents. This is so wasteful." According to the U.S. Mint's annual report, it cost 3.69 cents to produce and distribute a penny last year.
You know what? This is actually a great idea.
Kristen Myers with the financial news and analysis website ETF.com offered her 2 cents on the topic. She's concerned that getting rid of pennies will force the U.S. Mint to make more nickels, and they're even a worse financial deal than pennies.
It costs a lot of money to make a nickel. It costs way more than it costs to make a penny. It costs.
What the fuck did I just say? If we get rid of the penny, then they're going to go after the nickel. They're already talking about how it costs more to make a nickel. Oh, nickels are way worse. Don't get me started on quarters. What, 50-cent pieces? Oh, no. Guys, say bye-bye to the coins. Oh, well, it's just pocket change. I throw that in the cup. I give it to charity anyway. Yeah, well, fuck you. I keep mine. I like it. I like to fill up a goddamn fucking jug full of it and then go turn it back into more paper money. You like to give away your change? Yeah, well, give it to me. I'll fucking fill up another bucket full. Shit. Giving away our coins. See how it goes? And they got this girl on TV like, it's a great idea, but we also need to get rid of those pesky nickels. You got dumb fucks watching who are like, I'm so glad that I voted for Trump. He's already fixing America as we speak. Yeah, the gas didn't get any cheaper yet, and the groceries didn't get any cheaper yet, but he's working on it. He's getting rid of the penny. Once Trump gets rid of the penny, you're going to see gas and groceries start to fall. Once he gets rid of that pesky little penny, you're going to go to the gas pump and you're going to be like, whoa, thank you, Trump. Right? And you know, whenever I do this, I always lose subscribers. So whether it's YouTube just punishing me, taking away my subscribers whenever I call out Trump for fucking anything, yeah. Or it's people who actually like Trump who can't fucking handle the truth from me. Whatever it is, I'm losing subscribers. Probably right now by doing this. But I do it anyway. Why? Because it needs to be done. Somebody should say something. Most people won't. Most people are too ignorant, stupid, and chicken shit to ever say anything. I'm saying it. Hey, getting rid of the coins, any coins, even the pennies, is a bad idea. What next? A digital dollar? Yes, exactly what's next.
Costs about 15 cents to make a nickel. So it actually might not be the sort of cost-saving strategy that the president is really hoping for.
It's not clear if President Trump actually has the power to single-handedly.
Yes, I noticed gas was like $4, and then today it was $4.59. So gas shot up here in California from $4 to like $4.50 where I live. Like that. Where the fuck's Trump with his cheap gas? Oh, Jake, you don't understand. Joe Biden and the Democrats, they're the ones that done made the gas expensive. Trump's out there fixing it right now. You just got to give him time to fix it. So it's going to go up a little more while Trump's president before it goes down. What about the price of eggs? Jake, Joe Biden and the Democrats are the ones who did that. Trump's out there fixing it right now. We got any fucking Trump-loving delusional morons in the house that still believe that Orange Man's fixing stuff and fighting bad guys? Yeah, go check the price of eggs in Mexico. $1.50 to $2. Here, the cheapest ones I can find, $8. The cheapest bottom of the barrel eggs are $8 for a dozen. In Mexico, the cheap eggs are $1.50, and then the organic, the good top shelf eggs are $2 for a dozen. And people will be like, yeah, but that's in Mexico. People don't fall over and die when they eat eggs from Mexico. Richie from Boston is going to save us, you guys. I think we have a better chance of Richie from Boston saving us than we do Trump, honestly. I've been out driving from one side of the country to the next, and I've been doing my best to vape the troubles away, but it doesn't seem to be working. My plan is to vape more vape than any man has ever vaped, in hopes that the vape fumes drive away all of the Chinese nano drones. Because let's face it, Chinese nano drones, they hate vapors. And everyone knows Chinese nano drones, it causes their circuitry to go haywire if they fly through too much vape. At any rate, I digress.
Stop the production of pennies because it's Congress that authorizes the manufacture of our nation's coins. According to the U.S. Mint, they issued over 3 billion pennies last year, which was more than half of the coins they produced. By the way, not everyone supports this idea. Marcella, as you know, a lot of prices end in 99 cents. And so some organizations say, if we get rid of pennies, everything's going to go up a penny, which is basically like a 1 cent tax. Doesn't sound like a lot, but after a while, it can definitely add up. We'll send it back to you.
Yeah, that's a good point, because even though a lot of people pay by credit card, plastic, it's still the cost of the item that you have to have if you want to pay cash. All right, so Steve, have other countries stopped producing their 1 cent coins?
Yeah, several of them have actually, Marcella. Canada, Sweden, Australia, New Zealand, they all got rid of their 1 penny, whatever their money is for 1 cent. All of them have reported no problems doing it. So there is precedence for this. We'll have to see where this one goes here in our country.
Yeah, those are countries where they are more subservient to the government, and they're more quick to bend over and let the government bone them in the rear. So yeah, they start with, places like Australia and New Zealand, mate. And then they come here. So there you go, guys. One step closer to the cashless society. First the penny falls, then goes the nickel. Dime, quarter, bye-bye. Shit. That's not good. And sadly, all the right-wingers who voted for Trump, they aren't going to fucking stand up and say anything or do anything about it. They're not going to show enough outrage for the government to be like, whoa, okay, we won't. You got to show enough outrage and pushback for the government to take a step back. You can get them to take a step back for the time being, but you got to show some serious outrage, give them some serious pushback. But you give them none, too late. You know the old saying, you give an inch, they take a mile. Well, shit, they've taken a bunch of miles already, man. We're running out of miles to give them. Indeed, MAGA is blind to anything that Trump does that's deceitful, of course. Church and states as signs of the mark of the beast coming. Yeah, you got Jab Daddy and Mr. Brain Chip hanging out, being best buds now. You know what could honestly go wrong with that? Vince G says New York shut down 7 outlet farms for bird flu. Yeah, my raw milk hookup, the farm that I go to for raw milk, is currently not putting out any raw milk because of that shit, dude. So they went after a small farm where I get my fucking milk, dude. So I haven't been able to get my raw milk in weeks. Probably been a month since I had it. Last time I went by the farm, they were like, come back in like a couple weeks. I'm like, that's what you said a couple weeks ago. They're like, yeah, somebody came by and they tested the tank and it tested positive again. I'm like, they're fucking you. They're testing your tank positive on purpose. He's like, yeah, people been telling us that. So I even told the dude that like they're gonna test your tank positive on purpose. They're bringing the positive sample. Any of you guys ever seen a bird sneezing? Any of you guys ever seen a bird like coughing and hacking up phlegm? Right? A sick bird. Because it got bird flu, right? Yeah, exactly. Right? Show me pigeons that are fucking sneezing and coughing up shit, but still able to fly, still able to be a bird, but they got a cold. They got a bird cold. Show, a bird flu and sinus. I want to see it. I want to see a bird that has bird flu and then compare it to a bird that doesn't. I was starting to wonder if the super chat machine was broken. First super chat of the day comes in from Dale Hess. It says, "Don't kill sick birds. They will get better." Bro, it's worse than that. They can come in with their pre-positive tests and just be like, all these million chickens are infected. We tested all million of them, and they all million came up positive. You want to see? Look, see? Right? Yeah, if they show up and their plan is to shut down a certain farm, they have orders already ahead of time to shut down certain farms. So you got to think certain farms are on the hit list, family-owned farms. Because I go to a small farm for my milk. My raw milk comes from this small farm outside of Modesto in California, and I would have never thought that they were gonna bird flew away my fucking raw milk hookup. I would figure one of the bigger brands, one of the store-bought brands, would get hit with something like that. But no, they're going after my little small farm. It's like I feel personally attacked. And then if I try and go get it from a health food store, well, now I got to pay like 15 to 20 bucks a gallon. And that's a lot. Whereas the farm that I get it from is $6 a gallon, which is a good deal for raw milk. So my good deal for raw milk has dried up because of some goddamn bird flu. So somehow the flu in birds gets into milk of a cow, and I'm supposed to be afraid of that? So that sucks. I'm really hoping they don't turn this into another pandemic, but it's kind of looking like they are going to do that. Tazanon says, "Dude, you're out of your league. Q is real and the earth is flat." You're telling me I'm out of my league, and you're going to tell me Q is, as in Quanon, is real, and you have a Anon in your name? Oh no! So that means you're a Trump nutlicker who thinks that Trump is behind the scenes doing good guy stuff. I hope you're kidding. I'm with you on the Earth not being a globe. In fact, that's how this channel got started. And I can guarantee you I know more about that subject than you do. So I'll put it to you like this. If I was to share a link to this stream, I'll let you come on and tell me what you think you know. Try and prove that you're in another league than me. If you want to come on and prove what you know, I'd be willing to have you on. But here's the thing. If I bring you on and then I start showing clips of Trump promoting the jab, are you going to do mental gymnastics and start making excuses like a true Trump tard? Sometimes I can't tell if people are just kidding or what. Rapture Ready says $2 for a glimpse at the puppy. He's passed out right now, so I'll show him passed out, but I don't want to wake him up because then he'll bother me while I have the stream going. To have him passed out right now and leaving me alone is rare. But yeah, I'll show it to you in just a sec. Let me make sure I didn't miss anyone else's super chats. Oh, Shady Davy D's got one. All right. So there he is. See, he's sleeping on his back. So look, see how his belly's up? Isn't he cute? So I don't want to wake him up because he is out. If he wakes up later on his own, then I'll pick him up and show him to the camera, but I don't want to wake him up. But there's a glimpse. Shady Davy D with a donation. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. It says 500 in the chat. Please hit the like button. Fakeulations, Eagle fanboys. Oh, yeah, I made that up when I was filming the Eagles and Chiefs breakdown. I said, congratulations on winning the fake championship, Eagles fans. Congratulations. So I said, congratulations. Just out of nowhere. I just made it up. And then people in the comments section seem to like that. All right, hit the thumbs up. Good idea. Everybody, take a second. Do me a big excuse me. Do me a big solid. Hit the thumbs up right now. I would really appreciate it. In fact, let me see how many thumbs up I have. Let me set a thumbs up goal. Since I have 200 thumbs up, but have like 500 people watching, we got to do better than that. Get me to 300 thumbs up. Got to get at least 300 thumbs up. We got 500 watching, 300 thumbs up. We're already up to 224. It's happening fast. I'm holding the stream hostage until we get to 300 thumbs up. John Zimmer coming in with the super chat donation says, bought some non-pasteurized fresh orange juice last week from a health food grocery store. It was Sunny D. Scam. That refund goes to you. Are you serious or are you making a joke? Like they actually put Sunny D inside of a bottle and called it fresh squeezed? You know the deal. If you want fresh squeeze, you got to fresh squeeze it yourself. You got to buy a bunch of oranges and sit there and squeeze them one by one if you want the real deal fresh squeeze. And then here's the thing. You can't like set that in the fridge and let it sit. You got to drink it like right away. Otherwise it starts to degenerate, right? So if you really want like the best fresh squeezed flavor and all the vitamins and nutrients you could possibly get out of it, you got to squeeze it yourself and then drink it right away. Once you put it in plastic and let it sit around and shit, it's like it starts to degrade. So I've heard. And thank you, John Zimmer. I appreciate the donation. Your bad experience buying orange juice is a good experience for me getting a super chat. So it worked out, you know, a negative experience turned into a positive experience. All right, I got 267 thumbs up, you guys. Do your bro a favor. Give me the thumbs up. Let's get to 300 thumbs up and then move on. You guys, I have a really, really funny video for you. I found a video of Stephen Hawking that I've never seen before, and I just watched it for the first time. Well, now I've seen it, but I hadn't seen it, and then I found it, watched it, thought it was funny, and I thought, man, I'm going to show that to my audience next time I do a live stream. So if you guys want to see a really funny video with Stephen Hawking from back in the day, let's get me to 300 thumbs up. I got 282 thumbs up. We're almost there, you guys. If you got a second account, use that second account to get me to the 300 thumbs up. BOQ Precision says, Stephen Hawking, that pencil-necked mannequin? Yeah. Believe it or not, there was a time before he had the computer talking box. I didn't know that he used to have a human interpreter a long time ago. Maybe some of you guys knew that. Maybe some of you have seen the old video clips. But I just always remembered Stephen Hawking with the computer voice, right? The computer voice that talks for him conveniently. But before the computer voice, they used to have a human interpreter, a guy who would interpret what Stephen Hawking would say. Nathaniel Arias says, why are people blind to real facts like you spit it? Well, my audience, for the most part, is pretty sharp. So the people who've been following me for years, they're usually pretty sharp to this sort of thing. So when I talk about this sort of stuff, they pretty much already know what I'm getting at. They've already figured out, you know. So some of you guys were, for instance, saying cashless society the second I brought up that the penny was going away. Some of you guys already, you know, started saying, oh, we're going cashless. You know what I mean? So some of you guys, you know, all the stuff that I'm talking about, and you've already done the research. And so it's just, I'm preaching to the choir to some of you. But then there's some of you who, you know, maybe might have found my channel within the last few months because of the football content. And maybe you haven't went down the rabbit hole that the left and the right are both controlled, that Donald Trump is just a puppet, that Joe Biden was replaced and is being played by a team of actors, that all the presidents are on the same team, Team Evil, that the government's big plan is to get rid of all of us, right? Some of you guys may not have woken up to that yet, and so it might be very eye-opening, even disturbing to hear me talk about this sort of thing. But I've been talking about this sort of thing for a long time, and so this is what I do. You know, once football season ends, then I just focus on more of the world stage news going on. All right, how many thumbs up do we got right now? We got 323. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. So we're going to move on to the funny video here, and I think it's pretty funny. So I'm pretty sure at some point we're all going to be laughing. So strap in, guys. We're about to watch Stephen Hawking with a human interpreter before he had the computer talking box. All right. And I got a super chat from Kyle. It says, raw milk is the truth. Dude, I fiend for it. I crave it. My body wants it so badly. And store-bought pasteurized milk will not suffice. Even the organic top shelf stuff, if it's been pasteurized, it's not real. It's not raw. I want the raw dog. Raw dog milk. No. Just raw cow milk. I also like the goat milk, but the goat milk's like twice as expensive. And so the goat milk, it's got like a little bit of a zing to it, but it's twice as expensive as the cow milk. And then also had another super chat, looks like from Cesario Serrato. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate the super chat. There's no message attached to it. Uh-oh. Are you saying I'm part of the problem? Hey, so you were the guy that said that you were a Quanon guy and that you think Trump is your messiah, right? You're a Trump nut licker, a Trump jizz drinker. Would you like to come on and debate with me about Trump and tell us all about how he's a wonderful man fighting the bad guys? I think he's a no good lying piece of shit puppet who's a NWO bootlicker. That's what I think, and I'm correct. So if you'd like to come debate with me, I'll put a link and you can join and we can debate this. What do you think? First thing I'm going to do, though, is pull up all those videos where Trump endorses the jab. And then you're going to start doing what? Mental gymnastics? So here's how the debate goes. You click the link and come on. I say, hey, dumb fuck, remember when Trump promoted the jab? And then you're going to go, ooh, he had to. He was tricking the Democrats into taking it themselves, right? You're going to have to do some sort of mental gymnastics. People are going to think you're retarded. And you're not going to change anyone's mind. Is that what you want to do? I know you sent me a super chat, but for you to send a super chat and then claim that you're a Quanon guy and that I'm wrong or that I'm part of the problem, that's a very strange move. So I'm going to let you have a chance here to come on if you'd like. So if I post the link, are you going to click it? And then if you do, the first thing I'm going to do is show Trump endorsing the jab and put you on the spot. And then you're going to do what? You don't know what you are talking about. Is that it? I said, I'll put the link for you to come on here. You can't just type little words at me at the chat and expect to change my mind for anyone to even know what you're talking about. So would you like to come on and have a conversation? I'll put a link. You can click on it. Here's the problem for you. I'm going to show the video of Trump promoting the jab while you're here with me hanging out. And then you are going to be forced to have to explain that. You're not going to be able to. You're going to sound stupid. And that's going to be the end of that. And everyone's just going to call you a Trump taint licker. So would you like to do that? Cesario says, scamdemic bird floozy. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate the donation. Show the jack. I don't know what you're asking. Show the jack. All right, we're moving on. There's always at least one Trump nut licker in the crowd who's going to be an unconditional jizz drinker. Chosen detective number 24. Nano tech jab. Thank you, chosen detective 24, for that. Brandon Stone says Trump is probably done doing the cool stuff to keep the voters happy and will go full MAGA pretty soon. Thoughts? MAGA? What's up, my MAGA? Yeah, I've always said that he's a puppet tool of the elite. He's an actor reading his lines. He has no power. He's a puppet, a figurehead. He's brought in to appease the right wingers, make them think that there's a guy on their side who cares about America and cares about the people. He doesn't. He hangs out behind the scenes with all those evil democrats, you know, like when they do those ceremonies where all the old presidents get together. Yeah, they're not at each other's throats. They don't hate each other. The Honorable Hillary Clinton showed up and hung out at the same place with the Honorable Donald Trump, and he didn't put that woman in jail, now did he? So the fact that that guy, you know, at one point told people, I'm going to put that woman in jail, that should have been enough for people to realize, like, oh, he doesn't carry through with the shit that he says. That's just one of many things that he didn't do. Then you look at the shit that he does do, like wants to get rid of the penny, move us towards the cashless society, promoted the jab, went and touched the wall in Israel and wore a little tiny hat and said a prayer at the wall of Israel. You know. Cesario Serrato says they want to get rid of the penny, Abraham Lincoln, just like John Wilkes Booth. Yeah, man, you start with the penny, and then you already heard that one girl like, oh, well, nickels cost even more. Like, cost like 15 cents to make a nickel, right? So once the penny goes, then the nickel goes. And then, of course, they're going to be like, let's just go ahead and get rid of all your pocket change, right? And then, of course, I think they're going to find a way to tie a planned demic into physical money. That way they can do away with the money and make it like it's, for your own safety. Like there's this plandemic going around, and it's spreading because of money, right? Like I was saying earlier, the pennies are more likely to carry avian flu. So got to get rid of the pennies, right? So they can say that carrying cash is passing along sickness. Why not? People believe anything. So once you go ahead and get rid of the pocket change, and then you claim that the paper money carries sickness and illness and disease, then we can get rid of that. Nobody's going to be angry about it because we're going to keep so many people safe, and we're going to save so much money. Don't you want to keep everyone safe and save a bunch of money? Well, then let's get rid of money. That's how it works. All right. Stephen Hawking video time. You guys ready to laugh? We talked about the serious stuff. Now we're going to have some fun. It's a comedy show, you guys. So here's an old video. Stephen Hawking, before he had the robot voice, he had a human interpreter. Listen up.
Stephen, when did you first realize you wanted to be a physicist?
Oh, I
think I knew from about the age of 9 or 10 that I wanted to be a scientist. Most of my activities, like playing with model fireworks, or model railways, or playing complicated games, was aimed in some way at finding out how the world worked around me.
Yeah, guys, before the technology existed that assisted him in speaking, that box with the robot voice. Yeah, before that technology that only he got to use, that only one man in the world got to use, before that technology, they had an interpreter. You see, this is a super genius. He's not a regular genius. This guy is a freaking super genius. And he's got special needs. And so back then, he would mumble, and then this guy, he would interpret the mumbles. Get it? Perfectly understandable. This guy, he hears Stephen Hawking mumbling and making sounds that kind of sound like, I don't know, a Wookiee from Star Wars, right? Chewbacca. So basically, he listens to Stephen Hawking do his Chewbacca impression, and then he interprets that. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Or model railways, or playing complicated games, was aimed in some way at finding out how the world worked around me.
So in a sense, you went from modeling planes to modeling the universe.
I was never very good with my hands, so my models did not work very well. But I was always interested in models that I could control.
Now, some of you guys are probably wondering, how does the interpreter know what the fuck he's saying. Oh, well, Jake, don't be so insensitive and ask such a terrible question. In fact, asking a question like that is offensive to people like Stephen Hawking, who's dead now. So we're just not even going to answer your terrible question, Jake. No. How does the guy know what Stephen is saying, Jake? Stephen Hawking has some disabilities, and he's also a super genius. He's a super genius who has some disabilities. And this is also a genius interpreter. This man here, he's also a genius, and he's able to interpret those noises because he's obviously worked with Stephen Hawking so long to figure it out. So clearly you can trust that this guy right here is interpreting every word perfectly correct. He's not missing a single word. Everything that Stephen Hawking wants to convey is surely coming out of this guy's mouth.
Or model railways, or playing complicated games, was aimed in some way at finding out how the world worked around me.
So in a sense, you went from modeling planes to modeling the universe.
I was never very good with my hands, so my models did not work very well. But I was always interested in models that I could control. And I think that nowadays I have translated that into studying physics. Because in a way, if you understand the universe, then you have control of it.
I wonder if, like, in between any of these clips, he was like, he's like, and I'm about to shit my diaper right now. Can we cut the clip right now? He's about to shit his diaper, right? So I guess they would cut that out, right? If he was about to shit his diaper and he was like, and he says that he learned to model up the universe at a very young age. Oh, and he needs to take a shit in his diaper right now. Right? But they cut that out. I just leave the important stuff.
If Einstein's general theory of relativity is correct, the universe began with a singularity called the Big Bang. Now, because it was a singularity, all the laws of physics broke down. And therefore, we cannot predict how the universe began.
Wow, that's a lot of words for very little mumbling. It seemed like the words to mumble ratio isn't quite matching up, right? Like, Einstein's theory of relativity encompasses the entire Andromeda galaxy, which is, of course, 66.6 trillion light years across, and the dielectric subatomic particle of the nearby quasar star. It's like, dude, all he did was go, and then you like went on and you just like said an entire paragraph. So like 2 mumbles equals a paragraph.
Doesn't this sound like a good argument for the belief that God created the universe?
A few years ago, I was at a conference on cosmology that was held in the Vatican. And at the end of the conference, the participants were granted an audience with the Pope. The Pope said it was fine for them to inquire into the early history of the universe.
Yeah, you see how the words to mumble ratio is a bit off? The Pope said that he likes to drink Diet Cola on a Saturday while wanking his wanker next to I couldn't think of anything random to come up with there. But you get what I mean. He's like, there's too many words coming out of the interpreter's mouth. Not enough mumbles coming out of Stephen Hawking's mouth. And so, guys, before the robot voice existed, this is what it used to be. I never knew that this was what it was. I always remembered Stephen Hawking with the robot voice. And so I always just assumed that that's how he always talked, was with the robot voice. Like, I don't remember anything about Stephen Hawking before the robot voice. So the first time I saw this, I was blown away. I didn't even know that there was a human interpreter at any point. So I had just found this video a couple days ago, and I thought you guys would enjoy it. But yeah, you guys, you know, if you're like me and you've never seen this video, then you remember the robot voice. And so this is an entirely different Stephen Hawking experience to hear him mumble and then have the human interpreter. It's a completely different experience, right? So most of us are used to this Stephen Hawking that just doesn't move and looks like a vegetable, like a wax dummy. And then you have someone ask him a question about the universe, and then you have the robot voice do the speaking for him. It is hard to say, but the Andromeda Galaxy exists at the fringe of outer space. It is exactly 66.6 trillion light years across. The subdialectic atomic particles that makes up these vertices are extremely unknown to man. One day man will discover the unknown vortices of the invertice of the contortionists. Right? I ran out of big words. So we're all used to that robot voice deal, right? And then you go back and you watch this. It's like, oh, so this is how they used to do it before the robot voice. And guys, millions and millions and millions of people believe that Stephen Hawking is, in fact, a super genius who has some disabilities. So there's people who still believe, even while watching this, that he's a mumbling genius. And this guy right here is interpreting what the mumbling genius is saying. Just goes to show you how badly they duped us on like everything. They got us to believe a vegetable, a mumbling vegetable, was a super genius. And we all just believed it. That makes sense. He's an extra special mumbling super genius who then later had a robot voice because he was such a fucking genius. Of course.
But they should not ask questions about the Big Bang itself, because that was the work of God. However, at that conference, I'd proposed that Einstein's general theory of relativity would have to be modified, and that modification would mean that there was no singularity, and all the laws of physics...
Dude, he stopped mumbling, but you're still talking. How are you still interpreting for a guy who's not mumbling that much? There was like a quiet moment there where he was just like... He's like, Einstein's theory of relativity is not something that he conjured up in just one night, but it was more of a lifetime of experience, scientific method in engineering. And it's like, dude, where are all those words coming from?
Would hold at the Big Bang. And if that is the case, we can completely predict the state of the universe from the laws of physics.
What you're saying, does it mean that the universe isn't caused?
That's right. The universe does not have any beginning or end. It does not have any cause or consequences. It simply is.
Yeah, it's an entirely different Stephen Hawking experience. Normally, we would get the robot voice there, right? The universe is not something that man can fathom. It simply is. The universe simply is what the universe is. and the universe stretches on farther than any human will ever be able to fathom. Perhaps there never was an end to the universe. Perhaps an end is something that man created to envision a way for the universe to end, because the universe cannot end. So we got used to that, but then you go back and you watch this, and then you ask yourself, how does that guy translate his mumbles? You just might come to the conclusion, Stephen Hawking, are you ready for this? Was never a super genius. And they just tricked everyone into thinking that he was. When in actuality, he's a mumbling, special vegetable boy. Later on, it could have been a wax dummy. The robot voice, yeah, he stopped moving by then. So towards the end, the final year or two of Stephen Hawking, they could have just rolled out a wax dummy and had the robot voice do the talking.
The consequences of what you're proposing must be absolutely staggering.
Well, most scientists don't like to think too much about philosophical questions. They feel that...
So one of my subscribers actually asked if I saw this video, and they asked if I saw, or they said that they just recently saw it. That's right. So I can't remember who it was, but one of my subscribers in the comments section, I want to say my last live stream, said that they recently found this video and that it was hilarious. And he said, check out Stephen Hawking with a human interpreter. And I thought, I don't ever remember seeing Stephen Hawking with a human interpreter. So I looked it up, found the video, and I was like, holy shit. I have to show this in my next live stream. So thank you very much, Danny 888. And yeah, I want to thank whatever commenter it is. I can't remember off the top of my head who it is. The guy that donated to me, but he's a Trump nut licker. He's still angry. He's calling me Jake Super Dumbass now. So he donated, but then he licked Trump's nuts. And then when I made fun of him for being a Trump nut licker, now he's here trying to troll me. Whatever, dude. You're not going to bother me. I'm having too much fun with my peeps. We're having fun. John Zimmer with a donation says, do you know Hawking's was ancient Egyptian descent? He's speaking in hieroglyphics. Being Hawking, selling space. Sure, that's the ticket. Speaking in hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphs. I'm not sure what you're trying to say, bro. But thank you anyway for the donation. Some of you guys I can see in the comment section didn't know that Stephen Hawking wasn't a super genius. I see a few comments of people who are like, oh my God, you're blowing my mind, Jake. So yeah, the Stephen Hawking conspiracy, when you find out about it, it's kind of funny to realize that you got duped into thinking that guy was a super genius who had technology made for one guy. He could use like his facial muscles to construct entire sentences for a robot voice to read. And before that, he would just grunt like Chewbacca and then have some dude who totally understands every single mumble and grunt and can speak like paragraphs. Yeah. Now, if you go tell a normie that Stephen Hawking wasn't a super genius and that he was just a mumbling vegetable, it sounds like you're a terrible person for saying that. But I'm not a terrible person for saying that. I'm a dude fucking giving it to you straight, telling you the truth. This is not a truth that any television station, news station is ever going to give you. This is some real deal truth. Stephen Hawking was not a genius. It was a big sham, right? But if you tell a normie this, they're going to look at you like you're a terrible person. because you're supposed to treat a special boy like this like he's a super special boy. You're supposed to give him your undying respect. So to suggest to a normie that this man is not a super genius, it's like telling them that Trump's not really on their side, that Trump's not really fixing America. They just can't handle it, man.
Such questions are really badly defined.
Does that include you?
No, not including me.
So exactly what kind of implications fall out of your proposal?
Obviously, implications about the existence and the nature of God. Is there a God who intervenes in the universe, or one who wound up the clock to set things going?
Rose asks, wasn't the wife abusing him? I don't know. Maybe. I hope so. I hope he was thoroughly abused by his wife. I hope his wife staple gunned his balls in his sleep. I don't know why. I just think that would be funny if Stephen Hawking got his balls staple gunned while he was asleep. Like, would Stephen Hawking feel it if his balls got staple gunned? Would he notice? Probably not. Maybe that's how they kept him in his chair. They staple gunned his sack to the chair. All right.
But I think that most scientists still reserve judgment on how the universe was set up in the first place. Whether that was an act of God, or whether that too was subject to the laws of science. What I'm suggesting is that it was indeed subject to the laws of science.
I heard that when you found out about your disease, you became very bitter and depressed. You drank a lot. What happened to turn everything around?
After I got into drinking, I then got into snorting cocaine. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. And then, of course, that led to even harder stuff, like black tar heroin. I went on many cocaine and heroin binges. And then I developed this debilitating disease where I lost my ability to walk. I even lost my ability to speak. And then I started to shit my pants over and over. And that is when I realized I was going to have to become a super genius and hire somebody to interpret my grunts from now on.
I don't think I became bitter, but I was certainly depressed. I didn't at the time think there was much point in completing my PhD because my life expectancy was so short. The disease progressed rapidly at first, but then seemed to slow down. And around the same time, I began to fully understand the problem I was working on.
He's a survivor. He gon' give up. He gon' work harder because he's a survivor. He's Stephen Hawking. He's a survivor. Well, he's actually dead now, but he survived a long time, y'all. Yes, he survived longer than anyone with that debilitating disease. And since he was such a super genius, they let him have the talking box. And before he had the talking computer box, he had this awesome human interpreter who was able to understand his grunts and mumbles. I know you and I cannot understand his grunts and mumbles, but that interpreter can. That interpreter went to grunt and mumble interpretation school and learned how to interpret such mumbles and grunts. In fact, that interpreter is world renowned for being able to interpret the gruntiest of rambles. Right? Out of all the guys who can interpret mumbling, this is the best mumble interpreter in the world. He would have to be.
But what really made a difference was that I became engaged to Jane. That meant if I was going to get married, I'd have to get a job. And if I was going to get a job, I'd have to write some papers. So that really started me working. And I've been at it ever since.
You were very active here in Cambridge on behalf of the disabled, campaigning for lowered curbs and ramps, this kind of thing. What is your attitude towards your own disability?
It is a bit of an inconvenience, but it's not really prevented me from doing what I want to do in life. I've been very fortunate in being able to carry on, and that is really due to all the help I've had from my family and my colleagues.
Why that should be.
All right. So you guys want to see some of the comments? So the comments are pretty funny. This guy says, "This is the funniest shit ever," until you realize they put a computer in front of him later and people still believed. Fuck. Totally, bro. Totally. How did we ever believe in this bull crap? It's amazing. I feel like I was sleeping and the cuckaruna woke me up. Cuckaruna. I like that. I never heard anyone say cuckaruna before. I like that. Cuckaruna disease. He tested positive for cuckaruna. I like it. Hawking makes a short sound gibberish. The guy translates for 1 minute. What a sham. Also, I'm not the only one who noticed. Growls like a cat. The laws of the universe. Sounds legit. Uh-oh, this guy says Owen Benjamin brought me here. So that guy's a tard muffin. This is completely absurd. What, you guys need a translator? Yeah, I understand everything he says perfectly. I didn't need a translator. His translations are longer than the sounds, and he talks over him. The guy can't communicate or move. They're just wheeling him around for show. Yeah, people in the comment section seem to see what I see. All right, got a super chat coming in from Danny 888. Says, like the character of Hawking in Superheroes movie. I don't know what movie you're talking about because I don't watch movies, and I especially don't watch superhero movies. I don't like Marvel movies. I don't like any sort of I don't like any movie anymore. I stopped liking movies like 20 years ago. But yeah, they always have to have that guy, you know, who's like, you know, a tard, but then they say he's a genius. He's such a tard that he's a genius. Like, remember that movie Rain Man, right? And then they had the movie in like the late 80s, The Wizard, where the little kid, you know, who seems autistic is like a video game with a genius, the best video game player in the world, some little autistic kid. They always make it out like somebody has some sort of super ability. They're so special that they're super super special. Jason G says Elon is the modern Hawking. Misanthropic says my first wife was tarded. She's a pilot now. Is that like a quote from a movie or something? I don't get it. Personhood over dogma says his first wife took care of him when he was the sickest, got dumped for beater. Yeah, I think the whole story of him is like made up and fake pretty much. It's like a fake person all the way around. Right? He's such a gigantic tard muffin that he's a genius. So if you're just a regular tard, then you ride the short bus to school, and you know you're gonna have to have supervision for the rest of your life. But if you're like extra super tard muffin, oh well, then you're a genius, and you're gonna need supervision and help for the rest of your life. But you're smart, so you still get to shit your pants and you have to be under supervision, and you have to have a caretaker. But you're extra super smart. See?
In a completely chaotic way, or to a certain degree. So one might say that that was the intervention of God, but it would be a rather strange kind of God.
Hey, wait a minute. This is a different guy. You're telling me there's two people that can interpret this motherfucker's mumbles?
Because he would be acting completely in a completely random way.
This guy's better. He's more believable. See the way he's like got his ear towards him, and then he waits for him to finish mumbling? This guy's a much better interpreter, much more believable.
Because he would be acting completely in a completely random way.
So I think that the randomness of quantum mechanics is really a mismatch between quantum mechanics and us. In its own terms, quantum mechanics is deterministic, but there's a mismatch between quantum mechanics and us, which makes us think of it as being undeterministic.
So
fuck your quantum mechanics, biatch. Quantum mechanics are for fucking sissy losers. Take your quantum mechanics, shove them up your ass. Biatch. It's what he said. I'm just translating for Steven.
So Steven's asking Ed, what do you mean?
It's as if we think that nature should play dice with cubic dice, and nature has chosen instead to use an octahedral dice. So we interpret it by claiming that quantum mechanics is undeterministic.
Oh yes, it's just that we were under the illusion that we should be able to determine more about the universe than quantum mechanics would allow.
Stephen, do you think of the observer as part of the quantum mechanical system?
Guys, the only reason that I don't believe Stephen Hawking is a super genius is because I'm one of those retarded flat earthers. I'm one of those people that doesn't think that the earth is a globe. And so, of course, that makes me automatically stupid. So being as such, I'm so stupid that I also think that Stephen Hawking isn't a super genius. And I think that the interpreter isn't really interpreting for him, because I'm so dumb. So because I'm so scientifically illiterate and stupid, I mean, I believe that the earth is flat, for Pete's sake. I, of course, also must believe that Stephen Hawking isn't a genius. Everybody knows the earth is wound and it shoots around in outer space, and Stephen Hawking is a genius. I'm just too stupid to figure it out, me personally.
If you apply quantum mechanics to the whole universe, that would include the observer.
Like, there are science cucks out there who would be like, yeah, that's true. You are so stupid. Anyone who doesn't believe Stephen Hawking isn't a genius, then you're stupid, right?
My view is roughly that when you do quantum mechanics of the whole universe, it's deterministic.
Where does God fit into all of this? Well, if Stephen Hawking is right, then the universe would be self-contained. It would not have a boundary at which any conditions could be imposed.
So there you guys have it. Stephen Hawking, he used to have human interpreters, and he could mumble, and they understood every word he said. There wasn't a single point where they were like, wait, can you repeat that? Hold on, I'm not exactly sure what he said that time. Steven, can you do that? Can you mumble again? I didn't quite get it the first time. Doggy door, underwear, semen retention toothbrush. Steven, you're not making any sense. Agua, lemon butter, horse cream? Horse cream? Steven, I don't understand what you're trying to say. Oh, my bad. He meant to say that the quasi mechanics of the nearby Andromeda galaxy is, of course, due to the compartmental compression of the distant galaxy star sun thinger. Damn it, I hate when I run out of scientific shit to say. You guys get what I meant. Shady Davy D coming in with a quote from Forrest Gump. Your mama sure cares about your schooling, boy. Yeah, 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 yeah. Good one. See, that was back when I used to watch movies. That's how I recognized that was a quote from a movie. Okay. Would it be funny if we got a prop wheelchair, right? We got a wheelchair, put me in it, and then had one of you guys go around with me and translate for me? Or one of you guys is in a wheelchair, and then I translate for you, and I just start making stuff up, right? Either I'm the guy in the wheelchair and one of you guys makes up stuff for me, or one of you guys is in the wheelchair and I make up stuff for you. And we could just go around like doing that as a character. Would that be funny? If I went around pretending to be like a Stephen Hawking type genius? Like if I pretended that I was like Stephen Hawking, and then one of you guys pretended to translate for me, and then we went out in public and we did that. I wonder if that would be funny. Probably won't ever happen. Sounds funny in my head, but actually doing it is a whole nother thing. There's a bunch of stuff I want to do, but it just never happens because I'm one guy running the channel. If I had like a team to help me, I could make way better videos, but I don't. All right. KickRocks86 says, you should be the translator. That would be so freaking funny. All right. He says, next question. I'm not going to answer your stupid question. You should have done some research before asking me such a dumb fucking question. Next question. No, I never modeled the universe. I shit my pants. I can't model the universe. I don't know what the universe is. Shut the fuck up. You want me to reach across this table and have my interpreter smack the fucking shit out of you? I'll have my interpreter kick your fucking ass right now if you keep asking stupid questions. I'll have my interpreter take off my diaper and slap you across the face with my dirty diaper if you keep asking stupid questions, bitch. My models didn't work because I don't know how to fucking model anything up because I don't know what the universe is. I can't do it. Oh, I thought I was showing the video. My bad. I thought I was showing the video and I was trying to interpret and I totally didn't even have the video up. So I don't even know if what I was doing made any sense or not. Some of you guys are laughing. So I guess it was funny nonetheless. So I meant to show him mumbling and then I was the one doing the interpreting there, right? But I totally didn't have it up on screen, but I thought I did. But oh well, looks like you guys thought it was funny anyway. So whatever. Personhood over Darwinism. Now that makes more sense. Yeah, see, I was pressing play on my end, but I forgot to share the screen. So I was doing the interpreting. Anyway, guess we're done with that. All right. Yeah, Stephen Hawking is Bill Gates, you guys. Just kidding. He's not. All right. So what do you guys think, huh? Shocker. Stephen Hawking isn't actually a super genius. The interpreter wasn't actually interpreting what he was really saying. Ryan Watson says, what a great stream tonight, Jake. Oh, well, thank you very much. Got a little mixed bag tonight. Had a little Kid Rock earlier, and then threw in some Trump getting rid of the penny. Then went to the old school Stephen Hawking video, which I recently found and watched for the first time. I thought it was so funny that you guys would want to watch it, and now you have. So now we've all seen it. Kyle says, kind of popped my brain. Yes, some of you guys might not have known that Stephen Hawking wasn't a genius, and you might not have known that, like, yeah. Those words that the computer box spoke or that the interpreter spoke weren't really the mumbles that he was saying. Yeah, once you figure that out and then realize that you thought he was a genius for X amount of years, yeah, it's quite jarring. All right. What other video can I pull up and show you guys? Let me scroll back on my video history and see what I've watched lately. A bunch of crap. Fuck it. We'll just do some open topic, I guess. Open topic stream. We can talk about whatever you guys want for the rest of the night while I'm on here. We pretty much got through what I wanted to talk about, so. Shady Davy D asks, do Jaren come see me, Karen B? Hey guys, Jaren here. I'm doing a VIP stream. It's going to be me, the VIP. So if you want to hang out with me, VIP, my special guest, it's going to be Karen B. It's going to be me, VIP, Karen B. You guys want to hang out with me, Karen B, VIP? You're going to need to join my membership. It's $15 a month. For $15 a month, you can hang out with me, Karen B, and VIP. Last week we had like 20 people, and I had Austin from the MELTDOWN. This week it's going to be me, Karen B, VIP. Named Jaren. Kind of sound like Kermit the Frog. Jaren, you guys. Earth's a sphere. I went to Antarctica. Then I came back and I realized it was a sphere the whole time. Guys, I was wrong. You were wrong. We were wrong. The Earth is a sphere. There you go. There's a little Jaren. His views are starting to tank now. People are realizing that he's boring, and all that attention that he was getting for going to Antarctica and seeing the 360 sun. Yeah, that has worn down. And now the Globers, who he's now got watching him, they're realizing that it's boring to watch Jaren. The Flat Earthers who were watching him, they ditched him. So Jaren's audience gets smaller and smaller each week. Which is exactly what I thought was going to happen. Yeah, Kick Rocks. Yeah, so Jaren thinks that every Friday he can make a stream that's all about how the Earth isn't flat and be a condescending dick and like just a negative Nancy the entire time. And people are just going to like spend their Friday night like watching him doing that week after week. So when he first came back from Antarctica, he had this fat live crowd. So many people tuned in to see what he was going to say. He had like 2,000 people watching live. And then the next Friday, like half that. He had like 1,000 people watching. And then the next week, like 700 people watching. And then the next week, 500 people watching. So I'm noticing week after week after week, his views keep getting lower and lower and lower. And that's what's going to continue happening until he bottoms out with only a couple thousand viewers. Couldn't have happened to such a nice guy, right? Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy, right? Rose asks, where's the Michael J. Fox video? I don't know what video you're talking about, Rose. I haven't mentioned Michael J. Fox all night. Maybe you're talking about someone else. Or maybe you're talking to someone else in the chat. I don't know. Between Angels and Insects says, you think Paul McCartney is the real Paul? No. I buy into the replacement conspiracy. In fact, I believe many celebrities have been replaced. So I think that the Paul McCartney replacement conspiracy is true. I think Dave Chappelle's been replaced. In fact, I know Dave Chappelle's been replaced. Joe Biden has been replaced. Who the hell else? Eminem. Those are like the ones that I've pointed out and actually made content about those people being replaced. So yeah, I haven't made content about Avril Lavigne being replaced, but I did look into it, and I gotta say, evidence is pretty compelling. It does look like she's been replaced as well. Yeah, the new Eminem looks like a 35-year-old dude pretending to be a 50-year-old dude. So the current Eminem looks like some younger guy, and his head isn't quite the right shape, so they have him wear a hoodie indoors. You know, he's always wearing his hoodie over his head, a hat and a hoodie combo even. And then the weird black beard. It looks like they took fake hairs and like stuck it into his face one by one. It's really weird. Oh, I said there's probably been 20, 30, maybe 100 different actors who've played the role of Biden. For sure. They've passed around the Biden mask to several different dudes. And they've had CGI Joe Biden as well. So Joe Biden was a combination of actors playing the role and CGI Joe Bidens. We never actually had a real president. Yeah, I think Jim Carrey played Biden when he fell down going up the stairs to Air Force One. So there's that comical clip where Joe Biden falls down while walking up the stairs to the Air Force One airplane. It looks like a taller, linkier Joe Biden than usual, and the fall looks an awful lot like a fall that Jim Carrey would perform while pretending to be Joe. It just looks like Jim Carrey falling down on purpose while pretending to be Joe. It just does. Yes, I believe Dana Carvey has also played the part. I think Dana is a super talented actor. That's a celebrity who actually has talent, can actually pull off these parts. If you give Dana Carvey the mask and you tell him to be serious and don't make jokes and be as much Joe Biden as you can possibly be, Dana Carvey has the talent to be Joe Biden as long as he's got the mask. And you can even make him look taller than he is. So, yeah, Dana Carvey, I think for sure has played the part. I think they got multiple Trumps. The Trump that went to McDonald's didn't look like the same Trump that went to watch the rocket launch with Elon Musk. So if you go back and you look at like right when Trump won the presidency, he hung out with Elon Musk. It's like a skinnier, different version of Trump. And he had on the red Make America Great hat. And then the Trump just like 2 weeks before that or so that went to McDonald's was like a more fat Trump. Like they just looked different. So I think they have a few different Trump doppelgangers for sure. Yes, I used to love Saturday Night Live when I was young and there was a cast of funny people. I mean, there was a time where it was Sandler, Dana Carvey, Farley, Hartman, David Spade, Rob Schneider. I mean, the cast was, at one point was loaded. And not all of those skits hold up. If you go back and watch some of those skits, not all of them hold up, but there was a number of funny skits. So yeah, if you look at God, what is that? Sketch comedy. That's what I was looking for. If you look at sketch comedy back in the 90s, 80s and 90s, the talent level back then was heads and tails better than what we have now. So now there isn't really a team of sketch comedy comedians that can do what they used to do. So now if you try and put together a sketch comedy show and then the writers try and inject a bunch of woke corporate shit comedy, it's just never going to be as funny as that wacky, wild, zany time back in the 80s and 90s where characters were more larger than life. They were a little more wild, wacky, off the wall, so to speak. So, yes, Saturday Night Live, it used to be funny. And of course, there were other sketch comedy shows like Kids in the Hall. It had its time where it was funny. MTV had The State, which actually had some funny sketches. Fox had In Living Color, which had some funny sketches as well. So across the board, if you look at all the different sketch comedy shows, there was a number of funny sketches. And if you try and recreate a sketch comedy show now that's funny, it's almost impossible. And the reason is because the crew of comedians you would need to be funny, it just like that talent level just doesn't exist anymore. And what is funny seems to have changed. JSC Jizzy Rizzle says Jake exposed Jaren and got all the hate. Who's laughing now? Yeah, I exposed Jaren like 7-8 years ago, and then I exposed him even more so like 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. And I even said before he even went to Antarctica, like 6 months prior to him going to Antarctica, that he's a shill and he's going to flip flop to the globe. And then so after he did it, then every flat earther and their mama is like, Jaren's a shill. He flip flopped to the globe. And I was like, yeah, I pointed that out years ago. And yeah, I got a lot of negative backlash from people. Whenever I point out someone's a shill, there's always that negative backlash. And if I point out that somebody's controlled opposition and they're well liked in the truther community, and I have to be the one that points out they're a shill, I always get the backlash. But then eventually people figure it out and they're like, oh, yeah, you were right. That guy was a shill. Sorry for doubting you. So, hey, it took a lot of people a long time to figure out that I was right about that. But at least people have come to the realization that Jaren is a shill. There's not many people standing in his corner anymore. So who's laughing now? Me. Still laughing. Ha 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 ha. DCHE64 Ditch 64 Ditchy says Joe Biden got up way too quickly on those stairs to be an elderly man. Melania Trump and especially Laura Trump look like men. So ridiculous. Yeah, they look different too. So it looks like there's like several different Melanias. So if you look at the most recent Melania and then Melania from like 4 years ago and stuff, it's like there's different versions of her too. And yes, her could definitely be a him. Thank you, DCHE64, Dichi, however you want me to say it. I appreciate the donation. And one baller says, Jaren versus Ultra Instinct Goku, who wins? I have no idea. Is that like some sort of anime character? I never watched anime, and I have no idea who Ultra Instinct Goku is. I'm just guessing that's an anime character. Yeah, I'm not even going to pick a winner because nobody's going to win. If Jaren's involved, nobody wins. Everybody loses. Thank you for the donation, but I have no idea who Goku is. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, never watched a single episode. Some of you guys are like, what? No way. Oh my God, it was the greatest show ever. I was born in 1983, so I missed the whole Dragon Ball Z thing. But I guess you guys like Goku or Roku, whatever. Who cares? Chris Lee Airy says comedy was better back in the 80s and 90s. Well, in my opinion, like the United States as a whole and life as a whole, like it peaked in like the mid 90s. I feel like everything just peaked at like mid 90s, and then by the late 90s things started to finally go the other way. And then once we hit the year 2000 and then the towers came down in 2001, that's when shit started to like get sucky. And then it's just been increasingly getting suckier and shittier ever since. So I totally agree. Not only was comedy better, but it was like everything was better. Like watching football was more entertaining back then. Wrestling was better. Yeah, movies were better. All the different forms of entertainment were pretty much better back then. Music was better. I mean, shit. I know, since I'm a 41-year-old dude, I'm biased to things that are from the 80s and 90s because that's when I was growing up. But I'm biased because all that shit just seems better than everything now, right? It just seems like all that stuff really was better. Not just because I was growing up then and I prefer that stuff, due to nostalgia. No, it really was better. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? And then you look at like AI. AI is just going to kill everything. It's going to take everyone's job and then kill a bunch of awesome art, like music. Right? So AI music is becoming so good that it's like better than what humans can do in a lot of cases, and it's made quickly and easily to where less and less people are motivated to make good music the old-fashioned way, because now you can just have AI make music. And so I've heard people make diss tracks about Jaren using AI, and it's like, fuck, that's like better than a diss track I could make the old-fashioned way. So I heard like a diss track about Jaren, talking about how Earth's like a Home Depot. And it was a song about, Jaren thinks that Earth's a Home Depot, and it was made by AI. But the lyrics were so damn good and well put together that it was like better than what I could do if I had to make a song for real, which is totally demotivating. Like, how are you supposed to stay motivated if the AI music is just going to keep getting better and better and better and better? It's like, do you want to spend a bunch of hours working on music when like AI can crap out a version that's just as good or better? And it's not just music, it's like artwork too. Less and less artwork is being made the old-fashioned way when you can just crap out AI artwork. And so they have people thinking, oh, well, it's good to be able to just crap out this music and artwork so quick and easily. But then when you think about all the jobs that people are losing already, and this is just going to get worse. Like the better AI gets, the more jobs it's going to take away. So already I'm seeing people complaining that they lost their job to AI. And you know who's complaining about losing their job to AI the most so far? Writers. They're the first complaining about AI took my job. They took her. Already hearing writers complaining AI, ChatGPT took their job. Why would you need a human to write something anymore when you have AI that can do just as good of a job in a snap of a finger or better? Yeah, AI food delivery, little robotic cars and drones, right? AI legal research, AI writers, yeah. And then, like music, let's say they'll get to a point where you can be like, I want some AI music that sounds like a cross between Blue Oyster Cult and Pink Floyd and Pantera, and it'll just spit out like a fucking cross between all those bands, and it'll sound awesome. And I'll be like, wow, this is better than anything a human could make. So what's the point of a human making anything, right? It is more rewarding to do it yourself. And yes, I'm old school, so I'm always gonna, want to whip out my own bass guitar and slap my own bass line before I have AI create a slap bass line for me. But you get what I'm saying. The motivation's a lot. It gets taken away. The more AI you see taken over, the more AI songs you hear that are awesome. It kind of zaps the motivation out of you to go back and do it the old-fashioned way. And you're seeing all the old school rock and roll bands die out. It's kind of a sad thing to think about. Like, my favorite type of music is classic rock and roll, and it's literally dying out. It's becoming a thing of the past. And so one day there's not going to be any old rock and roll bands. And that's a sad thought for me to think about, that one day there won't be any rock and roll bands. And all those classic rock bands on the radio that I listened to for years, none of them are going to be playing anymore. And nobody's going to be making classic rock music anymore because it's a music of the past. And then it's just like a art form that just dies. It's sad for me to think about, because I've been in a classic rock cover band, and played classic rock tunes myself. My favorite band is a classic rock band. So to see like the art form literally dying before my very eyes is like a tough pill for me to swallow. Meanwhile, I see unwatchable fucking garbage at the Super Bowl by Kendrick Lamar. And I'm like, this is what music is now? Angelo Zapp with a donation. No message attached, but a donation. Thank you, Angelo Zapp. I appreciate that. Stephen Basin says, we all die when classic rock dies. Man, your last chance to catch the real rock and roll bands. Like, I heard AC/DC's still going out and touring. That's one of the real rock and roll bands. Shit. Even Metallica at this point, their days are numbered, man. How long can Metallica keep it up, They probably got maybe, I don't know, 10 more years left before it starts to fall apart. Simple Rick says, I seen the Stones. Yeah, the Rolling Bones. You can still go watch them. They're still alive, still playing. I wonder if it's like dudes pretending to be the Stones at this point. Like, you can just dress up some dudes and make them look like the Stones, right? With Hollywood disguises and makeup. Just to keep the show going. You guys want to see one of my favorite concerts that I watch? I like to watch live shows. So if I want to watch like a band in their heyday, I'll like look up an old performance. So like for instance, like if I'm going to watch Pantera, I'm not going to watch new Pantera with fucking loser ass Zakk Wylde and Phil singing terribly. No, I'm going to go back and watch Pantera from like 1992, right? through like 1997, right? So if I want to go back and watch a band, what I like to do is go back and watch bands like from their heyday when they were sounding the best. So one of my favorite shows to go watch from my favorite band, Blue Oyster Cult, 1989 at Toads. It's like one of
We're ready for a
favorite concerts in the world to go back and watch. Commercial right here. Here, I'll play just a little bit of it. I don't know if I'll get a copyright strike or anything, or copyright claimed, but I think if I do get copyright claimed, I can go in and snip it out. So anyway, so this one right here, if you want to check out BOC, or if you know about Blue Oyster Cult and you only know like Don't Fear the Reaper, Burning for You, I recommend check out an old concert from Blue Oyster Cult if you want to see the real BOC. And the late 80s, early 90s Blue Oyster Cult is fucking incredible. And so I've went back and found these old shows, and man, some of these old shows blow my mind. So sometimes when I want to have fun and party, I'll eat a little bit of mushrooms and I'll sit and watch an entire show from like 1988, 1989, 1990, 91, so that I can see Blue Oyster Cult back when they were in their heyday, kicking ass, taking name. So this is one of my favorite shows in the world, is this show right here. Blue Oyster Cult at Toads. And this is on the BOC YouTube page, if you want to look this one up. So there's a part in the first song that they play that's fucking killer. Check it out. Oh, so good. So this lineup is not the same lineup anymore. So that drummer, he's not in the band anymore, and that keyboard player's dead. So the keyboard player, Alan Lanier, is what made the BOC songs have that fucking really cool fucking keyboard sound, that really thick keyboard tone. So when he died, it kind of changed the sound of the band. And so they're still good. They're still fun to go watch, but I never got to see this lineup. So the only way I can see this lineup is to go back and watch these old shows. And yeah, so I go back and watch entire live performances, and I find little hidden gems and shit. Like I find little guitar solos that are not on the album, and then I geek out and shit. So then the live versions become my favorite versions. So I don't listen to Blue Oyster Cult album versions. I listen to live versions. So I like to geek out to the fucking late 80s stuff. In fact, this next song, Dominance and Submission, has this killer solo by Buck. Let me play this killer solo by Buck.
Square now, people to the poker. Dominance, submission. New Year's Eve, there was a final barrier. Dominance, submission. Yeah, we took you up and put you in the backseat. Dominance, submission. Year to year, we're looking for the venture. Dominance, submission. Come on, sing it with me now. Dominance, submission. Dominance, submission. Dominance, submission. Dominance, submission. Dominance, submission. Dominance, submission. Dominant submission, dominant submission, dominant submission, dominant submission, dominant submission, dominant submission, dominant submission.
All right, the outro solo is the best part. The best part. Here it comes. Oh, I fucking love Buck Dharma. God, that's my favorite musician in the entire world. His guitar tone is so fucking awesome sounding. And he's the most underrated, underappreciated guitarist. Nobody ever talks about him. But that's fine with me. That means I get to go watch front row because he's not that big of a deal to enough people in the world, I guess. That's cool. But in my opinion, this motherfucker Buck, this guy right here is the shit. I love Buck and his guitar. It's like the only musician that I geek out over. All right, got a donation from Gone with the Wind. Says, hi, Jake. I found your channel after the final experiment gone wrong, trying to explain the 24-hour sun on a flat plane. I am happy with what I found. Well, glad you are enjoying what you found on the channel so far. If you are into the Flat Earth content, I recommend that you scroll back on my content list and go back before the football videos, and you'll find a bunch of different Flat Earth content. And earlier this year, or last year, I should say, before the season started, I put out a video showing how a 24-hour sun in Antarctica works with a Flat Earth. And I'm basically the only guy who actually corrected the model and has a working model with correct sunrise and sunset angles. But yeah, thank you for the donation. Glad you dig the channel so far, man. Some guy says, Yngwie Malmsteen. He's all right. Yngwie's got his own shredder style, but Yngwie's licks lack heart and soul, whereas my man Buck, he can grab hold of my heart with his guitar strings, and when he bends them, it's like he can actually make his guitar like cry. And the tones that Buck gets, like Yngwie just is just a regular shredder guy. Yngwie and Satriani and Steve Vai, they're all great, but their sound just doesn't like make me feel it inside. Their guitar tones don't like grab a hold of my heart, whereas Buck's guitar tone in some of these songs just grabs me and takes me places. And there's these old videos that I've watched where he just fucking summons like magic with his guitar, and then he plays a different solo every time. So he doesn't repeat the same solo each time. He does it a little different. So you never know what you're going to get with Buck. Whereas some of the other guitar players, they'll like repeat a lot of the same shit. So I prefer Buck Dharma over everyone. But I'm a diehard BOC fan, so. Yeah, I used to watch the Steve Vai, Satriani, and Malmsteen concerts where they would all three get together, the G3, and they would get together and do their little shred, show off songs. And so, yeah, I've watched several of those deals where Satriani and Steve Vai and Yngwie all get together and do their shred shit. I was really into that for a while, and I was in a band with a guy who liked to play like that, but after a while, like the shred guys, they get a little bit boring. So then I want to see like the whole band and singing and stuff. Capture this as, damn, that's a dope breakdown. I'll check out Buck. So here's the thing about BOC. The live versions are where it's at. So Don't Fear the Reaper, the version that comes on the radio, it's a good song. It's a good recording. But live Don't Fear the Reaper, oh my God, 100 times better. At the end of Don't Fear the Reaper live, Buck fucking does a solo for like 3 to 5 extra minutes. So the version on the radio just fades out and ends, but the live version goes on for like another 5 minutes with Buck soloing, and then the band does a big gigantic ending. So live version of Don't Fear the Reaper is so much better than the radio version. So if you get into BOC, then you get into the live versions, then you realize you can't even go back and listen to the damn radio version anymore because it's not near as good. In fact, I might even be able to show it to you. All right, so on the radio, the song basically fades out after like another minute of playing. But the live version, Buck starts to shred and solo, and then he improvises a solo. And so every version of Don't Fear the Reaper is a slightly different guitar solo. So it's never played the exact same way twice. It's always a little bit different. So each version that you look up is slightly different. This one right here, Buck puts some extra special sauce on this guitar solo. This is before the cowbell skit. Before anyone ever brought up the cowbell shit. This that. Oh, that's like one of the best versions that you can possibly find. And all that extra solo stuff that's not on the album. So like I said, the album version, it's a decent recording. But for my money, the live versions are the shit. So when I go back and I watch Don't Fear the Reaper, I always put on a live version. All right. Enough of that. I don't want to bore everyone with my favorite band. I could sit here and watch them all night. And One Baller says, have you ever been to a strip club? What's your type? Only a couple times. And the first time I went to a strip club, it was to get free Kiss tickets. So there was a strip club that was giving away general admission Kiss tickets. And you had to pay $10 to get in. So this was back in like the year 2000, I want to say. So Kiss and Poison were out on tour, and they weren't selling very well. And so this one strip club was giving away general admission lawn seats. And so me and my friend, we paid the $10 to get in. And it was like mostly all black chicks. And we just sat and like watched some of them strip. We didn't like get up and throw money at them or anything. We just like sat back and watched. And then we were like, where do we get our Kiss ticket? And then there was then we like asked like, where do we pick up our Kiss ticket? And then like they told us to go talk to this other dude. And then this other dude handed us the tickets. But like we were like some of the only guys who showed up for that giveaway. So it was like a hood strip joint. And the strippers were black and not very attractive. So that was kind of a... And then let's see. I think that might have been like one of the only times I actually went to a strip club actually and paid to get in. I don't think I ever went to another one. No, I guess I just went that one time. Come to think of it. And then there was like an 8-year stretch where I had a girlfriend. And then, you know, before that and after that for a while, I was getting laid regularly because I was a young, decent looking dude. And then, so I never went to strip clubs really. It always seemed like a waste of money. Thank you for the donation though. I appreciate it. Cactus Jack said he snorted some powder at a strip club once. Just once, though. He wouldn't do that shit twice. It's a one-time deal. What do I got against black chicks? Well, the strippers that were there were just a little too ghetto fabulous for me. It was a bit of a ghetto strip joint, and the girls look kind of ghetto. And I prefer white women over black women. That's my preference. So it's not that I have a problem with them or have anything against them. I just don't find black women as attractive as I do a white woman, for instance. That's my personal preference. And I know in 2025, there's people who will be like, that's racist if you prefer someone over someone else. Like, no, it's not. That's my preference. People have always had a preference. Anyone who says that they don't have a preference at all is a fucking liar. Everyone has a preference. Jason Groves says, I watched a woman twerk and stink up the room. She's a stinky twerker. You know, and there's black guys out there who probably don't like white women. Not as many, because we all know black guys, of course, like white women, but maybe some of them don't. You know who never gets called racist for not liking black chicks or black people? Asians. Asians don't love black people. You don't see a bunch of Asian dudes trying to get with a bunch of black chicks, right? You don't see a bunch of Asians like trying to act like black people. So how come the Asians don't ever get called racist, right? It's always the white guy who's racist for not loving black culture. But Asians don't love black culture, and they don't get any of this racist shit thrown their way. Like if an Asian guy prefers an Asian woman, does that make him a bad guy? If he prefers to be with an Asian? But no, you don't hear about anyone going, oh, those piece of shit Asian guys who don't want to be with a black woman. It's always the white guy who's the asshole. See? You said, you are totally wrong. Black men love sans women. And then you said Asian. I never said black men don't love Asian women. So how could I be wrong if that's not something I said? Black guys like any woman that looks good. If it's a white chick with a big booty and big titties, a black guy will be happy to bang it. If it's an Asian with big titties and a big booty, a black guy will be happy to hit it. If it's a black lady with a big booty, and then he's happy to hit it. A black guy's just happy to hit anything. No, I never said black people hated Asians. Never said that once. I was saying Asians are racist towards black people, but they don't really get the backlash, right? So if an Asian guy doesn't like black people and prefers to only be around other Asians, that's fine. That's cool. They're allowed to just associate with their own culture. They're not considered racist. But if a white guy was to be like, I prefer just to be around white people, I don't want to be around any black ladies. Oh, well, then you're a no good racist piece of shit, right? See? So an Asian dude cannot like black culture at all and only want to hang out with his Asian friends, and everyone's fine with that. But if a white dude was to be like, I don't have any black friends because I just don't like those people. Oh, well, you're a racist, no good piece of shit. You have to have black friends. See? When a white man see a black man walking down the street, why does the white man always turn around and stop walking the other way? Why does every time a black man trying to see a white man talking about an Asian man, black people? Everybody know a black man talking about a white man talking about Asian motherfucking people. Will Smith slapped the shit out of me. Do y'all remember when Will Smith slapped the shit out of me? I thought I was a white people. There you go. Haven't done Chris Rock in a while. Thought it was necessary to break it out. How come every time a black man trying to walk down the street, every motherfucking white motherfucker talking about Obama? Don't you like when a black comic does an impression of a white guy? It's always like, yeah, here's my impression of a white dude. Know what I'm saying? Hey, everybody, I'm a white guy, and this is how I talk. I'm gonna go on down to Banana Republic and buy me some khakis because I'm the whitest guy that I know. Yeah, that's how all white motherfuckers talk, man. Yeah, I know this white boy, and this is how he talk. He be talking like this. He was like, hello, can you tell me where the Diet Coke machine is, mister? Right, they always do this like the lamest ass whitey tighty in the world type voice, and that's basically supposed to represent all of us white guys, and we have to accept that. It's totally not racist for every cool hip black comedian to make a white guy sound like this. Hello, I'm a white guy and I have on tighty whities, and my tighty whities are going up my ass right now, and I think I'm gonna go watch a Duran Duran concert because I love the 80s. Right? It's like every black guy thinks it's okay to make us sound like that. But if I do a perfect impression of a black guy, I'm a racist. How does that work? Yeah, old original Chappelle would do that, but he would also make fun of his own people, which got him in trouble. He would also point out the absurdities that the black culture does. And so he would make fun of his own culture as well as white culture. Dave actually had some talent, which is a shame that he got replaced by a no talent having hack-ass imposter. And not only can I do an impression of a white man, I can do an impression of a beautiful black woman. Why is it every time Wanda Sykes be showing up, you got all these white motherfuckers talking about crazy shit? Y'all white people don't know what y'all doing. I be trying to tell y'all every single day, white people just don't understand why black people be doing what we do. Y'all don't need to be trying to be like us. Y'all be like you. Y'all do what you do, and we gonna do what we do, boo-boo. Right? Tell me that's not Wanda Sykes, right? Now tell Wanda Sykes to do her best Jake the Asshole impression. Betcha she can't do one. I bet you her Jake the Asshole impression fucking sucks.
But if I do this and I talk about how I'm Wanda Sykes right now, y'all can actually envision me right now actually being Wanda Sykes right motherfucking now.
Yeah? What do you think? Was that good? Dale Hess coming in with the super chat donation. No message attached, but a donation. Thank you very much, Dale Hess. I think that's your second time donating tonight. I appreciate it both times. This guy says he doesn't know who Wanda Sykes is. All right, just to show you that I did a good impression, I'm going to have to pull up Wanda Sykes now just to show that my impression was awesome.
Milwaukee on Sunday. Please welcome Wanda Sykes. What are you? How have you been able to digest this? Are you still in that shock mode?
Jimmy, I'm a black woman and a lesbian. How the hell you think I'm doing?
I'm not only a black woman, but I'm also a lesbian. So that's how you know right now I be scissoring a bitch. I like to scissor at least 2-3 bitches in one night. One time I scissored me 10 bitches in one evening. That was the most lesbian evening of my entire life, Jimmy.
I think they call that 0 for 3.
Yeah,
Yes.
right, exactly.
What's your opinion of why it went this way? Why Americans voted the way we did?
Sometimes America is just gonna America. You know? I mean, there's so many reasons why you can say, it happened. But I think, a lot of us aren't like totally shocked, but it's like, okay, you get your hopes up and you think
I mean, America is just gonna America. I mean, people be doing what they be doing, and that's why you can't be getting your hopes up, because if America gonna do what America gonna do, then you gotta stand back and let people do what they be thinking that they need to do. You know what I'm saying, Jimmy?
Move forward and honestly, I blame those damn
I blame those damn
Cheerio commercials.
I blame those damn Cheerio commercial, because everybody know that the damn Cheerio commercial is the thing that's be fucking up this country the most. I don't know why a black man and a white girl gotta get together and do that Cheerio commercial.
And this is one of the most funny comics in the world, you guys. You're a racist if you don't agree.
And showing all those interracial couples, you scared the out of white people.
What's with the applause? Not only should there not be any laughter, damn sure shouldn't be any applause. Nothing that she said was applause worthy. I want to thank whoever sent this or Uprise Music for sending this donation. No message attached, but a generous donation nonetheless. Thank you, Uprise Music, for the generous donation. I appreciate it. I don't know if you meant to not attach a message, but thank you nonetheless. So I like to think that I do a pretty damn accurate Wanda Sykes, right? Also, she's horribly not funny, and Jimmy Kimmel always does this cringy fake laugh, and then the crowd claps when she says nothing.
What are y'all doing? It's just cereal. Just sell the damn cereal. Why you bringing us into this? They got gay couples selling like just freaking sell your stuff. Don't bring us into this.
Cheerios.
Y'all just need to sell your stuff. They're trying to bring us gay couple in it. They're trying to sell some Cheerios. Y'all just sell the Cheerios and you just let me be a lesbian, all right?
There you go. Little Wanda Sizikes for that is ass. Yeah. You give me the Wanda Sykes mask, and I'm Wanda Sykes. Simple as that. Now give Wanda a Jake mask. She couldn't pull it off. She doesn't have the skill. I wonder how much Big Cheerios paid her to say that. All right. So here's an impression that I added to my repertoire just recently. Yes, I said repertoire. I showed a clip of RFK. I want to say like maybe 2 streams ago, and I did my first ever impression of RFK, and I think it turned out good. You guys seem to like it, so figured I'd go ahead and do a little RFK for you.
News reports have claimed that I'm anti-vaccine or anti-industry. I am neither. I am pro-safety. I support the measles vaccine. I support the polio vaccine. I will do nothing as HHS.
People think that I am anti-vaccine. That is definitely not true. I support any and all vaccines, and I have no idea where that rumor came from. Everything that I say feels extremely uncomfortable. It's almost as if I'm constipated and about to take a hellacious shit, but I can't quite get this gigantic log of shit to come out of my ass. So if you'll please listen to my uncomfortable speech, hopefully this gigantic, overwhelming turd will make its way out of my ass right now. Oh.
There you go.
Secretary makes it difficult or discourages people from taking it. In my advocacy, I've often disturbed the status quo by asking uncomfortable questions.
And speaking very uncomfortably and making everyone feel as uncomfortable as possible.
Well, I'm not going to apologize for that.
It's too late to apologize. It's too late. It's too late to apologize.
Yep, my thoughts exactly. What do you think? For the glory of Christ says, wow. Abundance 0301 with a laughing emoji. Pigeon Plucker Army also laughing. Don Tedaton laughing. Tedaton. Rose, she's good for a laughing emoji. Shady Davy D said, I think he's shit. Stevie 33 said he's taking a shit. Doyle the Explorer says you got to do stand-up comedy. Well, this is my own version of stand-up comedy. So instead of going to a club and doing like a regular routine, you know, like in front of a live audience, like, and just repeating the same shit, you know, from one city to the next. Instead, I do this live comedy show, more like a podcast style. So it's like what I'm doing now is a cross between stand-up comedy and a podcast. But what I'm doing is also unscripted. And so it's like I get to make up new stuff. So like the voice that I just did, you know, and the one I just did of Wanda Sykes, I didn't plan to do that. So it just happens. And so I like this form of comedy. And I actually enjoy doing it this way more than I enjoy doing stand-up. I've done stand-up before, and the problem with stand-up and having a live audience is that if I was to perform for a sheeple normie audience, a lot of this material wouldn't work. And so if I was performing for you guys and you guys were made up the entirety of my live audience, that would be fun. But I don't want to have to go do like a regular, you know, comedy club where it's like all normies, let's say, in the audience. They're not going to really get my comedy. They're not going to dig it as much as you guys would. So if I was to do a stand-up show, it would be the most fun if you guys were the ones in the audience. And so by doing this live stream, it's like I said, it's a cross between like stand-up comedy and a podcast at the same time. So I really dig this format of comedy that I do. And I like to think that I've made this style of comedy my own. And I consider myself the funniest guy in the world. And so rather than go do hack stand-up comedy, you know, like fat ass Fluffy, Gabriel Iglesias, and repeat the same jokes over and over in every city. Instead, I like to come up with new stuff each time, you know, like a new set each time I stream. Yes, I've done comedy for normies, and it's like a different type of set. They won't be able to handle me making fun of Stephen Hawking and his interpreter, you know, like we did earlier. And then also in a stand-up routine, I wouldn't be able to show a long video of Stephen Hawking and sit there and make fun of him like we were earlier, and then do impressions of him and stuff. It wouldn't work the same. And so stuff that works here and gets you guys to bust the nut laughing, it doesn't always translate to stand-up. Some of it does. Some of these characters that I do are mainstream enough that I could get a normie audience to laugh. Like if I was to do like an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression, that's something recognizable that I could probably get normies to laugh at. But if I was to do a Richie from Boston impression, not most normies aren't even going to know who that is. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I've built a niche audience who knows these people who I'm talking about in most cases. So if I was to go perform for people who aren't familiar with me and my comedy style and the things I talk about, I don't know if they'd get it. Danielle Funk says you should show everybody some of your original videos, like the shaving one and how you wear a hat one. Your comedy got me hooked. Then you started the flat earth stuff. Well, actually, I started flat earth stuff first, and then I transitioned into comedy, more comedy stuff. So that video that you're talking about is over on the backup channel, the Jake Gibson channel. Where I wore all the different hats. Yeah. Shish Kebab says Jake thinks he's so funny. I mean, he is. I don't know where he's going. I don't know where I was going with this. Yeah. I'm the funniest person in the world, funnier than anybody. And I realized I was the funniest person in the world back in 2020 during the pandemic, when all the other comedians were like pretending that everyone was dying and that we should stay 6 feet apart, and all the comedians suddenly became not funny and were repeating everything that the MSM was saying. That's when I realized I was the funniest person in the world, and that all the other comedians were a bunch of cucks that would sit still, not perform, stay 6 feet away, and repeat what the MSM was saying, making them not funny. So I realized if all the comedians, when during a pandemic are going to sit still, not work, repeat what the MSM is saying, start fear mongering, that's when I realized, holy shit, I'm the funniest person in the world. And then once I accepted it, that's when the funniest stuff that I ever did started to happen. And do you know this, man? We gonna get you high today because it's Friday. You ain't got no job and you ain't got shit to do. I haven't really worked on Chris Tucker, and nobody really talks about Chris Tucker anymore. He's kind of an old, forgotten character. I had to like remember something off the top of my head. Hi, Miss Parker. When you gonna let me fuck you, Miss Parker? We gonna get you high today because it's Friday. You ain't got no job and you ain't got shit to do. There you go. Pretty close, right? Rumford C says, yeah, I can't even remember what he sounds like. Jackie Chan. He doesn't really have like a noticeable voice. He's just like random Asian guy. Yeah, I don't know what to do for Jackie Chan. Dudley Do Right with a donation just says, thanks. You're welcome, Dudley Do Right. Do a Mrs. Doubtfire impression. Hello! My name is Euphigenoia Doubtfire, dear, and I can yo-yo make a wicked cup of cocoa. Hello! Euphigenoia Doubtfire, dear. Sometimes mommies and daddies get together. Sometimes they don't. Yeah, not bad, huh? Well, it's basically all like, hello! Oh, yes, my dear. Euphigenoia Doubtfire. You make a wicked cup of cocoa. I don't work with the males because I used to be one. All right. The Andromeda Galaxy is 66.6 trillion light years across, and man is one day possibly going to discover what created the cosmos and how far it goes, but perhaps man will never know the true nature of the earth and how it was created. And I'm about to shit my pants. Oh, now we can get creative. He
said he needs someone to scratch his ass. I think he said he got a scratchy asshole and he wants someone to scratch his ass. I'm just here to do the interpreting, y'all. They didn't say nothing about me having to scratch or wipe nobody's ass. I ain't wiping no white man asshole. I'm just here to do the interpretation. You know what I'm saying? He said he wants someone to give him a bowl of Cheerios. And you know in the Cheerios, they do that commercial. And they got a man and they got a woman. And one was black and one was white. I don't know why they be trying to do that, y'all. Just be making some Cheerios, y'all. I'm going to give this man a bowl of Cheerios, y'all. He said every time a black man come on screen, it make him feel inferior because he got a little teeny tiny white boy penis, and he's jealous that all the black men got big, huge, juicy penises.
All right. There you go. Wanda Sykes interpreting for Stephen Hawking. You guys like that?
He said he want to go to the strip club and he want to stick a dollar bill inside one of them stripper G-string, and he said he want them to rub their titties all up and down all over his white boy face, and then he said he need me to wipe his ass, but I already said I ain't gonna be wiping no white man asshole.
Rumford C says, please remember this one. All right, I'll try to remember that I did this. I'll have to come up with some new things for Wanda to interpret. This is like a whole new form of comedy. It's like, have this person interpret what Stephen Hawking is saying. Okay, here's Arnold Schwarzenegger interpreting what Stephen Hawking is saying.
He says that you need to wash your hands, and if you do not wash your hands, then screw your freedom. He said that you need to take a chemical concoction, and if you do not take a chemical concoction, that you need to stay home, and you do need to not go outside, you need to stay 6 feet away, and if you don't stay 6 feet away, then screw your freedom. That's what he said. I heard every syllable that come out of his mouth, and I translated it for you just perfectly. Hey, you know, he said that the last Rocky movie he saw, he said it was his favorite Rocky movie, you know, and he can't wait for the next Creed movie to come out, you know. He said that he wants to eat an Oreo cookie and a glass of milk. He wants to dip the Oreo cookie inside the milk, and he wants to take it, and he wants to lick the cream. So he wants me to feed him some Oreo cookie, you know.
There you go. There's Sylvester Stallone translating for Stephen Hawking.
What, you think I'm dumb? What, you think I got no brain? What, you think I can't understand what you're saying? I know exactly what you're saying. What, you think I'm stupid? Adrian, this guy's calling me stupid. You think I've got no brain? What, you think I'm gonna lose it? I'm afraid. What do you want me to say? I think what he's trying to say, if I was going to interpret what this man is saying, I'm pretty sure he says that you need to get right with God. He says that Chinese nano drones are making their way across the Pacific Ocean right now. You're going to need to get right with God. You're going to need to repent to Jesus. You're going to need to take your Bible and put it squarely between your legs so that the nano drones don't fly up your asshole. He also says, please like, share, and subscribe, or don't. At any rate, Stephen Hawking digresses.
There you go. There's Richie from Boston translating for Stephen Hawking. Who else wants to translate for Stephen Hawking?
Folks, he says that not only are the frogs turning gay, but they're going to turn outer space gay next. They're turning Uranus gay. Folks, this is some serious stuff. We got a super genius here, and I have the ability to translate every word that Stephen is saying. Stephen, can you tell us more about this diabolical plan by the evil elites? These goddamn evil, no good democrats, they're trying to eat people's asses. They're going to try and eat my neighbor's ass. Stephen Hawking is warning us all that these evil, no good, deep state sons of bitches are going to try and eat our ass. I, of course, developed this talent to interpret what Stephen Hawking is saying because I'm a very observant man. I paid attention to what he was saying back when he used to mumble and move his lips. So I know exactly everything that this man thinks and says. Folks, he's asking you to buy my male fertility pills. If you want to live longer than you've ever lived, you're going to need to buy my medical supplies. They're for sale on my website. Stephen Hawking is a super genius. He would never lie. He would never lead you astray. He, of course, also uses several of my products. That is why he is improving so rapidly.
Elmo thinks that Stephen Hawking is saying that he doesn't like being disabled and that he wishes he could get up out of his wheelchair and that he could go hang out with some hot bitches. Elmo is pretty sure that that is what Stephen Hawking is trying to say. Elmo thinks that Stephen Hawking want to come to Sesame Street and hang out with Big Board. Big Board might know exactly what to do with Stephen Hawking to help him with his ALS. Elmo know exactly what Stephen is saying when he mumble. Stephen Hawking is a super genius and Elmo is a super interpreter. so Elmo know exactly what he says whenever he says it.
Well, let me tell you something. If you think that man knows what created the universe, then you've got a lot to learn about the cosmos. If you want to mess with Stephen Hawking, then you are going to need to step into a Slim Jim. Oh, yeah.
As Macho Man interpreting for Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, man, he said he wants to get high and smoke a joint, man. He said he's tired of being inside of a wheelchair, man. He said he wants to light up a big fat hunk and joint, man. You know what, man? I got a joint for a special occasion right now. This man, he wants to get high, man. It's like his birthday, you know. So I'm gonna roll a fat one right now, and me and Stephen Hawking are gonna get high, man. Hey, I'm just a love machine, and I don't work for nobody but you. And when my temperature rises, and then I go for her thighs, and then I say, guacamole machu. Yeah, man. He said he really wants to get up out of the wheelchair and he wish he could walk again. But most of all, he said he wished that his little ding-a-ling could work so that he could whack off again, man. Yes, he said he wishes he could have an orgasm, man.
There you go. Cheech and Chong interpreting for Stephen Hawking. Abundance with a donation. At this point, I can do any impression that I've ever done and then have them interpreting for Stephen Hawking. I just go on and on. Lint away duct cleaning. He said he wants somebody to wipe his butt.
Yeah. He said he wants someone to touch his wiener. Boing.
Yeah. He said he wants a pretty girl to touch his wiener. This guy's pretty cool.
Yeah. I wish I was a super genius. So like I could have someone like interpretate for me. Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Beavis, you'll never be a super genius. You're more like a super dumbass.
No way. I'm cool. One of these days, somebody's going to interpret for me.
Well, I think he said he wants to go buy some propane and some propane accessories. I don't know what this feller's trying to say, but I think he wants some propane. Danny 888 with a donation says, so good. Thanks. Pat Truthner impression. God. How do I want to go about doing that? What's up, guys? Did you know that the NFL is rigged? And Jake the asshole, he stole my content and he copies everything that I do. And he was talking about the earth being flat, and then he started talking about the NFL being rigged, and he stole my content. I don't know. I can't think of what to say for Pat Truth there. What's up, guys? That's kind of like how he used to sound. What's up, guys? Dusty says, could you do Trumptricity Hawking interpretation? Trumptricity Hawking interpretation. How do I want to go about doing that? What we're going to do now that I'm the best president of the greatest country, once more, we're going to implement Trumptricity into all of your lovely homes. And in fact, we're going to be running Stephen Hawking's electric robot talking voice on nothing but pure Trumptricity. It's going to be leaner, greener, meaner, far superior than regular electricity. Stephen Hawking, of course, a super genius. He's going to help us fix the economy. Stephen, how exactly can we save the most amount of money? We want to save millions. Scratch that. We want to save billions and billions. How are we going to save the economy, Stephen Hawking? Stephen says that if we were to eliminate the penny, we would save millions and millions right away. And then, of course, we can start to eliminate all pocket change. We're going to eliminate the nickel. We're going to eliminate the dime. Next goes the quarter. And then, of course, we're going to move not to the electric dollar, but the Trumpala. That's right. One Trumpala is going to be worth more than $1. It's going to fix the economy. Not only are we going to implement Trumptricity, we're going to replace the dollar with the Trumpala. It's going to be leaner, meaner, greener, far superior than the dollar is in every aspect of the word. Stephen said that Joe Biden was his least favorite president of all time, and he said that I am his number one favorite president. I completely agree, Stephen. Joe Biden was also my least favorite president, and I am my favorite president as well. I, of course, agree with you completely, sir. Cactus Jack says, Jaron impression. I did one earlier, but I can do another. Hey, guys. It's Jaron here. Tonight, I'm going to be doing a VIP stream. It's going to be Kieran B. Going to be my VIP guest. We're going to be doing VIP with me, Kieran B. So you guys want to join my membership? It's $15 a month. And you get to do a private stream. And tomorrow night's crypto night. So if you want to join my crypto stream, hang out with me, Kieran B, VIP. It's only $15 a month. You guys, Earth cannot be flat. I hung out with Will Duffy. I hung out with Kermit the Frog. That's how I knew. Earth cannot be flat. It's a sphere because I went to Antarctica. He say he ain't trying to fuck with the NBA. Stephen Hawking said he ain't trying to fuck with outer space. He said he don't even know who be creating outer space. He ain't trying to fuck with evolution. Yeah, he was trying to mess with space travel, but they wasn't trying to work with him. So he was like, fuck you. And they was like, what? And Stephen Hawking was like, hell yeah. I guess. I guess. All right. I think I I'm getting tired of doing all the different impressions, doing an interpretation for Stephen Hawking. I should probably save some for the next stream. I don't want to blow my wad and do every impression that I've ever done in my life interpreting for Stephen Hawking. So I'll save some for next time. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. I've been on here for over 3 hours, so it's probably time I wrap it up. Let you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll jump on here maybe in a couple nights. Maybe I'll do a stream Friday night or so. So we will reconvene in a few days, and we'll do another stream about whatever the hell. And thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And thank you for all the super chat donations. Got quite a few donations tonight. Thank you for everyone who donated. Thank you to all of you guys who wrote a message here, even if you didn't donate. So just thank you for being here. Anyone and everyone who showed up here tonight, thank you for being here and making this stream what it was. I had a good time. I hope you had a good time. So with that said, I'll see you next time. Just before I go, capture this, sending in a super chat donation. Very generous. Says, buck yeah. Buck yeah, bro. Mother buck yeah. Mother bucking, titty sucking, two-ball bitch. Thank you, capture this. I appreciate the super chat just before I wrap it up. Good night, Jonna. Thanks for watching. Good night, Chris. Thank you for watching. Good night, Dale. Good night, everybody. Good night, John Boy. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Much love. Good night.